I really don't know what I'm gonna do for this new video. Aww, hi little me. What you watching?
Little Einsteins.
What a perfect idea. Heya, I'm Oliver. I hope you enjoyed that little bit just now. Thanks to my sister for voicing little me. To add on to the cutscene, today we will be redesigning Little Einstein characters if they were teenagers. Honestly, I would really count it more as a modernizing, but either way. I watched this show heavily growing up, and I remember it being really interesting, so I thought this would be a fun thing to do. On that note, let's get started on our first Little Einstein. So the first drawing today will be June. From what I can remember, June was my favorite. Unlike the My Little Pony redesigns, I hadn't rewatched the series at all. I just went off what I could remember and the wiki. So from my little research and stuff from my noggin, June is a dancer. I think specifically ballet. With that in mind, I wanted to go with a dancer's casual wear, so just really loose. Essentially, I was going for what would you wear in rehearsal, if that makes sense. I'm going based off my theater experiences. Throughout all of these designs, I tried to maintain the original colors, but also adding and taking away where I thought was necessary. With June, I kept the pinks and purples, and I took away the reds of the shoes, and I mainly did that because I thought it didn't really fit with my design particularly. Honestly, I believe June looks like the most how she did back in the original show. I included a lot of her original design aspects, like her pearls and headband. The main thing I wanted to do in this drawing is make some sort of sheer fabric. I really don't draw it enough, and I'm wanting to do it more, because it wasn't incredibly difficult, but I feel like it came out looking really simple. I don't have much to say about June, solely because her design came to me really quickly, so there's not much to commentate on. Thinking about this show is honestly really funny to me, because truly I was still in the younger single digits of life when watching it. So this is the final drawing of June. I hope you like how she came out. On to the second Little Einstein, Quincy. He was another one of my favorites growing up. Let's be honest, they were probably all my favorites since I was a literal child. But anyways, I think that this one was my favorite out of all the drawings today. I really like the color combo. That might be slightly biased because my favorite OC of mine has essentially the same color palette. Quincy's the music guy of the group, so I tried to go with the modern Y2K style of fashion, I know it's a mouthful, along with those indie rock TikTok creators, because I feel like Quincy would evolve into that somehow. When looking into the wiki, it turns out that he plays like a crap ton of instruments, and you can even see that on the show. Which makes sense because he's the musician character, but you know what I mean. So when deciding the instruments that he would play, I thought the guitar would work best, since it's a mashup of two instruments that he does play. I tried going with the same color placements, however, I didn't like the hat in the original all that much, mainly because I need to get better at drawing hats, but I felt like no hat would actually work better with what I gave him. So there are a couple of changes with the choice of clothing, including the hat, like adding on the jacket and the guitar pick to add homage to the old red hat. R.I.P. I find it quite interesting that for a lot of my childhood I actually watched this show, a show almost entirely centered around music. And somehow managed to not be musically talented at all. I cannot play instruments for the life of me, but drama and visual arts come at no problem. This is how he turned out. I hope you enjoyed Quincy's modern version as much as I do. The next character we're doing is Annie. She is 3 years old when the show starts, which is crazy, because she is fully articulate. Honestly, good for her. Annie is the singer of the group, so I went all in on the pop star, singer, paparazzi fashion. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, anyways, and also hairstyles from other singers. Truly, Annie turned out looking like the least, like her original character. When I was laying down the flat colors of the illustration, she started looking like a classic Barbie, and then once I colored the corset, she started looking like a blonde Blossom from Powerpuff Girls, so take that as you will. You can see that throughout the majority of the speed paint, she was supposed to have these long thigh-high socks, which I ended up taking out because I hated how much white was on the design. So that was a bit of a curveball that got thrown at me. Something I noticed about Little Einsteins is that they like to throw in a couple random colors in the design that occurred literally nowhere else. For Annie it was the blue shoes. Sure, her eyes are the same blue, but other than that, the blue is just gone. You can see how much I struggled with those shoes, since Annie's color palette consists of pink, white, and more pink. So to pay homage to the blue shoes, but still blending in with the pinkness, I present you purple shoes. I have no recollection of anything about Annie in the show, so I really have nothing to comment to her on a personal level, unfortunately. All I know is that she is Leo's younger sister, which is the next and last character. This is how she turned out. I hope you enjoyed this super different version of Annie. Finally, we have Leo. He has the most consistent color palette out of the entire group to the continuous pattern of black and orange. Leo is the conductor, and after learning that, I had no clue on where I was going to start with the clothing choices. Conductors are, at least from my knowledge, usually only seen in an orchestra-like setting in which they need to look formal, so I had to go with rather formal ideas, meaning I did a button-up and cuff-straight pants. As much as Leo's palette was consistent, it was incredibly hard to translate into something better. Frankly, I'm not super happy with the final product, mainly because of the pants. I didn't want to give the poor man bright orange pants, because I feel as if it would have been too much orange, so I went with brown. But I think the brown is too red compared to the rest of the drawing. I hit a roadblock when the shoes came up, a very common pattern in this video. I needed to add more than just black and orange. There was too many darker tones throughout the piece, which resulted in the choice of a lighter yellow to add contrast. I would like to quickly point out that I know that Leo is significantly shorter than the rest of the characters in the video, and that's because of the hand above the head. If you haven't noticed already, I managed to only draw a singular eye in this entire video. I don't know why I did this. Maybe the passion of their art form took over or something, I don't really know. Here's how Leo turned out. I think he turned out pretty good. That's the end, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I wanted to check out if anyone else thought of a similar or the same concept for a video, and surprisingly I couldn't find any. So I want to see everyone else do this too. Maybe start a trend somehow? Anyways, I also want to quickly do a self-promotion since you guys graciously made it to the end of the video. Just a reminder that I do commissions. I do a wide range of stuff from illustrations to PNG tuber models to emotes and even character design sheets. All of the information for it is in the description, so it would be wonderful if you could check it out. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. It always means so much. This channel has been so fun to develop over the past couple months, so thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful day or night. Bye-bye!